Yeah, once again, a very wonderful morning to you out there who understand my voice. Today is the 19th day in the month of May 2022. And of course, it happens to be the day number 139 out of the 365 days that we've got in the year 2022. Of course, don't forget, we are still very much in the 28th week of the 52 weeks we've got in the year 2022. So, if this week runs to an end, we've got just about 32 weeks left to say Happy New Year 2023. And just like I said earlier, today, date number 139 of the 365 days we've got in the year 2022. After today, just 226 days left, and of course we are going to be ushering in the new year 2023. So once again, welcome on board. Good morning, a very exciting morning to you out there under the sound of my voice. This is Sport Palace on this dial, King 103.9 FM, where of course we are set to take a retrospective look into the happenings around the world of sports, you know, the sporting news that's been flying around over the past couple of hours. Break it down for you. Yeah, my name is Ajibola Samuel, and of course I'm going to be, you know, doing the pleasures today, bringing you the various news that's been trending for the past couple of hours. Yeah, welcome once again, Sport Palace on this dial, King 103.9 FM. And without further ado, let's delve into the various stories that we've been able to package for you today. Today, I'll try as much as possible to take a very, you know, retrospective and of course, you know, a microscopic look at the Nigerian sports scene. We've got quite a lot of news from the Nigerian sports scene, from football to handball to basketball, and quite a lot of things that is happening in Nigeria. But before we go to Nigeria, okay, before we of course come back to talk about everything, you know, Nigerian sports, let's just, you know, take a while and talk about something that maybe by proxy is also related to Nigeria. And unfortunately, it was an heartbreak, you know, for Nigerians yesterday, because the final showdown of the 2022 UEFA Europa League actually went down yesterday. The final match at the Sánchez-Pizjuán Stadium in Seville, Spain. And of course, like I said, it was the final showdown, the final match of the UEFA Europa League 2021/2022 season. And the match went down between the Eintracht Frankfurt of Germany and of course Glasgow Rangers of Scotland. And like I said, it was a little bit of heartbreak for Nigerians out there, because by proxy, we have about 3 Nigerian players playing for representing Glasgow Rangers right now. Okay, in case you haven't forgotten, or in case you have forgotten, let me just try as much as possible to remind you. Our very own Leon Balogun, of course, one of the Oyinbo world, plays for Glasgow Rangers in Scotland. Okay, her number 10. Oh, he's the number 10. Well, he's been playing in the number 10 position for the Super Eagles for some couple of, you know, months now. Oh, Joe Aribo, of course, is one of those Nigerians that is actually playing his trade for Glasgow Rangers. Once again, his name, Joseph Aribo. And of course, we also have a Calvin Bassey in the rings for Glasgow Rangers of Scotland, and of course he plays in the defensive position for them. Of course, if you haven't forgotten, Calvin Bassey was one of those that represented Nigeria. I think he got the first game of his Nigerian Super Eagles career against the Black Stars of Ghana, the second leg that we played on the 29th day in the month of March 2022 at the Moshood Abiola Stadium here. So once again, Leon Balogun, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, and of course Calvin Bassey, the 3 Nigerians that are representing the Glasgow Rangers team of Scotland. And of course, they tied it up. I mean, they slugged it out with Eintracht Frankfurt yesterday. And at the end of the proceedings, well, heartbreak for Nigerians, the 3 Nigerians out there, even though Joseph Ayodele Aribo was the first person to actually get the first goal of that match for Glasgow Rangers team in the 57th minute. Unfortunately, they couldn't keep their own, and the match went on to extra times. At the end of the proceedings, it was still a 1-1 draw. They had to go into penalties. And going into penalties, well, this is not the sports reporter in me, this is not the pundit in me, this is not the analyst in me, this is just the fan in me speaking right now. So I've put my punditry role aside, and it's the fan, the bad belly in me speaking right now. I don't know, Arsenal just has to be associated with, you know, something quite unfortunate. Would you believe that Aaron Ramsey, of course, was brought on to Glasgow Rangers in the mid-season to actually, you know, bolster the attacking options of Glasgow Rangers, but unfortunately he was brought on board, and to a very large extent he kept going on injuries and couldn't feature in match out for Glasgow Rangers. And to make matters worse, yesterday, Aaron Ramsey was brought on in the 119th minute for Glasgow Rangers yesterday just to take the penalties. I mean, Aaron Ramsey, while he was still at Arsenal, was one of the best penalty takers in the EPL. And the coach, Van Bronckhorst, felt that bringing him on board to play penalties would be an added advantage to the Glasgow Rangers side. And ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, Aaron Ramsey was the third penalty kick taker for Glasgow Rangers. Unfortunately, he played it into the hands of Kevin Trapp, the keeper of Eintracht Frankfurt, and that sole penalty that was lost by Aaron Ramsey was enough for Eintracht Frankfurt to actually emerge champions of the UEFA Europa League 2021-2022 season. Unfortunately, Aaron Ramsey, like I said, it's not the analyst in me speaking, it's not the sports reporter in me speaking, it's just, the bad belly, Samuel speaking right now, linking Aaron Ramsey to Arsenal. And, Arsenal just has a way of bottling things, and their players, the antecedents, it follows them everywhere they go. Okay, I'm not throwing shades this morning. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how Eintracht Frankfurt actually got to this particular stage and, emerged champions in the UEFA Europa League. And I have a brief lowdown. I said it earlier, I said it on the show yesterday that up until this stage, Eintracht Frankfurt have actually not lost a game in the UEFA Europa League this season. And of course, that was actually true. How they qualified, they were in Group D and they finished top of Group D. In Group D, they actually won 3 games. They drew 3 games, lost none. Finished with a goal difference of, scored 10 goals, and of course, aggregates, considered about 6 goals. So in the group, they were in the same group with Fenerbahce, Olympiacos, and of course, Royal Antwerp of Belgium. At the end of the proceedings in the group stages, of course, it was a very tough one for them, but at the end of the proceedings, they won the 3 games, drew 3, and of course, lost none, and that was, just enough for them to qualify top of the table in Group D. And after that qualification, they went into the round of 16, played Real Betis of Spain, and of course, in the second leg, they won 3. Of course, in both legs, they won 3-2 aggregate over Real Betis in the round of 16, and it was a very tough match. Also, it had to go into extra time. So after extra time, 3-2 aggregate win over Real Betis in the round of 16. Okay, talking about the quarterfinal, they faced another Spanish team. That was Barcelona. I'm sure quite a lot of, teams or quite a lot of people wouldn't forget that match. At the end of the proceedings, after the 2 leg, it ended 4-3 aggregate, in a victory for Eintracht Frankfurt over Barcelona. If you haven't forgotten, the quarterfinal success against Barcelona, especially the 3-2 return leg win at Camp Nou would actually go a long way, to last in the memory. The first leg in Germany was a 1-1 draw between the two sides, and they went all the way to Camp Nou and defeated Barcelona. In fact, they went 3-0 up up until the 80-something minutes before Barcelona had a late resurgence in that particular encounter in the second leg. But unfortunately, the race resurgence was not enough for Barca to actually surmount that pressure. So at the end of the proceedings, after defeating Real Betis in the round of 16, a Spanish team went on to defeat another Spanish team, that's talking about Barcelona, in the quarterfinals. It was a 4-3 aggregate win over Barcelona. In the semi-finals, they faced the West Ham of England, and of course, it was, a 3-1 aggregate win over West Ham. Albeit West Ham, got straight carded in the first leg, and of course in the second leg, and unfortunately, that was not, more like didn't give West Ham quite a lot of chances to actually battle it out against Eintracht Frankfurt. And of course, they went to the finals to play Glasgow Rangers of, Scotland. At the end of the proceedings after extra time, it was a 1-1 draw, and they went on to win 5-4 on penalties, courtesy of a beautiful loss from Aaron Ramsey, formerly of Arsenal, in that penalty shootout. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And of course, congratulations to Eintracht Frankfurt for being the winners of the UEFA Europa League 2021/2022 season. So moving forward quickly, let's leave, the European scene right now and, of course, come back home. Okay, before I leave the European scene, I think this is something that the Manchester United fans might actually be very interested in. So let me just take that before I leave Europe and, of course, come to Nigeria. Okay, it is said that Erik ten Hag and, of course, his assistant Van der Gaag are currently in London, and they are set to watch Manchester United last EPL match of the season. Okay, Michel van der Gaag has actually joined Manchester United boss Erik ten Hag in London. United are set to confirm his position as the new number 2. That's talking about Van der Gaag. The two Dutchmen actually arrived in the capital via a private jet on Wednesday afternoon, and the pair have been working from Holland prior to their arrival in London. And the new United coaching duo are expected to hold a meeting with colleagues over the next 24 hours, says the Daily Mail, and it is said that ten Hag and Van der Gaag could attend United's final game of the season against Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park. So it seems this young man that's talking about Erik ten Hag and, of course, his assistants, Van der Gaag, are pumped up, and, of course, they absolutely cannot wait to take over, their new role as the manager and, of course, the assistant manager of Manchester United. So, Manchester United fans, if you're going to be seeing the last game of Manchester United at the Selhurst Park, against Crystal Palace, look forward in the stand. Look forward, to seeing your new coach, Erik ten Hag, and, of course, his assistants, Van der Gaag, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, moving forward quickly. I'm still in Europe, but I've left Europe. Well, I've left Europe by proxy, so I'm talking about things related to Nigeria right now, but a bit still in Europe. As it stands right now, it is said that Emmanuel Dennis, we all know him, the Hamas, West Ham is said to be plotting, a 20 million euro move for the young stars. And of course, 20 euro, if you try as much as possible to 20 million, of course, if you try as much as possible to, convert that to dollar, to naira, we are looking at, the price cap being about 10.4 billion Nigerian naira. Okay, the Hamas have had a brilliant season, but they'll be searching for reinforcements as they look to challenge in Europe next year. Okay, the Premier League side, West Ham, have actually set their sights on signing Super Eagles star Emmanuel Dennis from Watford this summer. Of course, Watford is set to relegate, and of course, the brilliance that Emmanuel Dennis has actually churned out for Watford this season, it wouldn't be a very good thing, or it wouldn't be justified. He takes that brilliance to, the second tier of English football, and as it stands right now, the Hamas have, set to actually scoop him away. However, after sealing a spot in Europe this season, West Ham boss David Moyes will be looking to push for a place in the Champions League next season. Dennis has actually caught the eye in London, and the Scottish gaffer could push to sign the former Club Brugge forward from Watford. And as it stands out now, the Hornets have actually been relegated from the Premier League, and they might be looking to cash in on some of their top stars. Well, in case you don't know, Watford actually paid about 4 million euros to Club Brugge to acquire the services of, Emmanuel Dennis. But as it stands right now, they might be making about 16 million in profits if they sell, this young man for the, price that is touted, about 20 million euro. Okay, yeah, Nigeria is set to face Mexico in a tour of the North Americas in some couple of, weeks' time. And we got news from Mexico as the head coach of Mexico senior national team, Gerardo Martino, yesterday actually released his squad list for the international friendlies against Nigeria, Uruguay, and Ecuador in the United States of America. Okay, Martino's 37-man squad have Wolverhampton Wanderers forward Raul Jimenez, their experienced goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa, Atleticos Madrid's Herrera Lopez Miguel, and of course Sevilla's midfielder Corona Ruiz Juiz Manuel. Okay, the Mexicans will play the Super Eagles in the first friendly at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas on May 28th before taking on Uruguay and Ecuador in 2 other friendlies. And the names have actually been released. Okay, the full names of the players released right now. The goalkeeper, we have Acefado Lopez, we have Guillermo Ochoa, we have Tala Vara Diaz, we have Costa Rodolfo. And talking about the defenders, we have Aguero Gaman, Alvarez Nain, Alvarez Velasquez, Angulo Abato, Julian Araujo, Alejandro, Atega Daniel, Domingo Cesar, Galado Jesus Daniel, Monte Jasib, Moreno Alfredo, Kings Rosemary Daniel, we have Sanchez Eduardo, and of course we have Vasquez Felipe. And talking about the midfielders, we have Avados Fernandez, we have Otuna Romero, we have Bertrand Cruz, we have Chavez Garrado, we have Cordoba Reyes, we have Corona Jesus, we have Guadrado Hernandez, Gutierrez Galadis, Herrera Lopez Miguel, and Leia Diego, we have Lira Mendez, Pineda Avado, Romeo Baron Luz, Sanchez Eric Daniel, and of course Vega Alexis. And talking about the forwards, we have Raul Jimenez, of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers, we have Flores Marcelo, we have Gimenez Thomas, we have Martin Mas, and Pizarro Thomas. Okay, these are the 37-man list that are set to face, the Super Eagles when Mexico actually slug it out with them at the AT&T Stadium on the 20th day in the month of May 2022. And of course, another team that Nigeria is set to face is Sierra Leone in the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations. And of course, they've also released their own team list. Okay, maybe subsequently on the show, we'll try as much as possible to bring you the team list of Sierra Leone. Time is fast spent right now. And of course, I've got story from the world of handball. I've got story from the world of basketball also. And I've got, quite a lot of stories from the world of tennis in Nigerian senior. So let me just leave the Sierra Leone squad to face Nigeria. And of course, come to talk about, the other news that we've got from the other sports in Nigeria here. In an exclusive interview, the captain of the D Tigers of Nigeria actually, made known of, his disappointments in the leaders of Nigerian basketball in the country here. And of course, he had quite a lot of things to say, but let me move forward quickly. Time is fast spent. I wouldn't be able to take that. And let me inform you about the decision of Ike Diogu and about 14 other basketball players, the decision to actually pull out of representing Nigeria in anything basketball, and of course the decision of the NBBF to actually pull out Nigeria from all international competition for the duration of 2 years is actually taking its toll on the teams right now. And like I said earlier, Ike Diogu and about 14 other members of the Nigerian D Tiger side actually pulled out of representing Nigeria. Okay, 14 others, and of course, Ike Diogu withdraw from playing for the national team until, Musa Kida resigned. Not fewer than 15 The Tigers players have sent a jointly signed petition to the Secretariat of the Nigerian Basketball Federation that they have withdrawn from participating in any future national team competitions. And the players actually expressed their extreme dissatisfaction with the incumbent NBBF president, Musa Kida, saying that the ineptitude exhibited by Kida has led to declining their morale and commitment to actually play for Nigeria. Okay, the letter which was sent to the Secretariat in March 2022 reads, "We, current and former The Tiger players, would like to take this time to express our extreme dissatisfaction with the incumbent NBBF delegation led by Mr. Musa Kida. While it has brought us much joy and pride to represent Nigeria during international competition, it has come to a point where we can no longer in good conscience support a federation that does not align with our long-time goals and belief. Moreover, the ineptitude exhibited by the NBBF over past years has undoubtedly contributed to a decline in morale and sports performance for both the men's and the women's national team. In light of the mismanagement issues experienced during the Tokyo Olympics, during the Afro-Basket qualifiers, and within the domestic league, please consider this signed petition our official declaration that we will not participate in any future national team competitions until resignation of Musa Kida as the president of NBBF has been effected. We thank Mr. Kida and his staff for their services, and we look forward to reclaiming our position as the preeminent African basketball nation under new NBBF administration." Okay, Nigerian basketball legend Ike Diogu, Chamberlain Oguchi, Ayodele Akindele, Ekpe Udo, and Gani Lawal were the players who actually signed this petition. And the others include Benjamin Uzo, Chimeze Metu, Alade Aminu, Michael Ume, Ekene Igbuekwe, Stanley Okoye, Afaruk Aminu, Josh Akognon, Ike Iwano, and Andy Ogide. These are the list of the 15 players that actually, penned this and signed this particular petition submitted to the Secretariat of the NBBF. Okay, it's no more news. Nigeria, the under-20 national team have actually qualified to represent, to play in the African Cup of Nations under-20, category that's going to be taking place in Egypt next year. That's talking about February to about March next year. And the four teams, the top four teams in that particular match, in that particular tournament, that's talking about the African Cup of Nations under-20 category in 2023. The top four teams, that's the team that finished top, the second, the third, and of course the fourth. So if you are able to make it to the semi-finals, of course, you would have been, certified, and you would have gotten the tickets to actually represent Africa in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup 2023 edition that is scheduled to take place in October 2023. And of course, it's going to go down in Indonesia. So it's not news that our boys, the Ladamboso boys, have actually, qualified to represent the top two teams in WAFU. That's talking about Benin Republic, and of course, Nigeria have qualified to represent, on the West African region in the Continental Showdown come next year. And of course, if Nigeria can just strive as much as possible to finish, number 1 to 4, we will get the tickets to qualify to the World Cup under-20 come next year. Yeah, and of course, the commencement of handball, it's work in progress right now, and the handball league is set to commence. But unfortunately, my time is fast spent on the show. I have just seconds to apply the brakes on today's edition of the show, and of course, boot myself out of the studios. Okay, it's been a very big pleasure doing this. My name is Ajibola Samuel. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. Stay safe. Au revoir. It's very cold out there, so it's not our culture yet to take coffee, but I hope that I have served you, early morning warm coffee with, today's edition of the show. Just try as much as possible to keep yourself warm and stay safe. COVID-19 is still very much out there. Have a wonderful day ahead of you once again. My name once again is Ajibola Samuel. This is King 103.9 FM. We've got, a whole set of brilliant and entertaining surprising programs, lined up for you. Stay tuned to this dial for the interesting programs that have been lined up for you. Okay, you can go on to our Facebook fan page and of course get to be part of the family. You get to put a face to the different voices you are hearing on this particular station, and of course you get notifications whenever new programs are being aired. You get exclusive access to the past programs that have aired on this platform. Once again, facebook.com/King FM 1039 Ibadan. That is the official Facebook fan page of King FM 103.9. King FM 1039 Ibadan. Write it together as one word, no space. So my name once again, Ajibola Samuel. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. Au revoir.